Hello, welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful Alaska vacation spectacular. I'm here with an idiot. Say hello, idiot. That's your cue. All right, idiot doesn't want to answer. So we had a pretty cool trip.
There's a cat. Oh, never mind. The cat left.
An idiot with a cat. How about that? That's crazy. Anywho, uh, we had a pretty awesome trip, didn't we?
Yes. Yes.
Why are you speaking so quietly and like gingerly?
Oh, I got a package on my desk.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Let me open it real quick.
I bet you do. So we made it to Alaska. Or first, I'll say we made it to Denver. We all met up in Denver. Um, Danny was a little close. He was cutting it a little close. We were
It's not my fault that I got delayed.
I mean, I'm not saying it was your fault, even though it was.
It's
But
not my fault that
it
my
is
plane got
absolutely
delayed.
it was Danny's fault.
You know, it's crazy. My plane got delayed on the way back as well.
Uh, You know, one time is a coincidence, two times is a pattern. So
Whatever. I was sitting in that plane for like an hour waiting for it to take me to Houston.
yeah, I think that's a pattern there. So dumbass got delayed. We almost didn't make it. We almost had to leave him behind. It was very sad. Um, but we flew up to Fairbanks. Me, my mom, and so let me tell you. Let's introduce you to our cast of characters, right? Um, it was me, incredibly influential, the hero of this story. Um, Danny, the villain. Um, my parents, Ann and Amanda. You may know Amanda from her sponsoring this podcast. Um, my sister Marilyn, my other sister Lexi, and my brother Robert. And so, me, my parents, my brother Robert, and my sister Marilyn all had first class on the way to Fairbanks. Um, and Danny had to sit in economy, which was very funny.
Well, you see, I wasn't the only one though. You know, I had company.
I would have. No, you didn't. She
Well,
didn't sit near you.
we didn't sit near each other, but she was in the back with me. You know,
Yeah,
so
my
like,
sister Lexi had to sit back there too. If I could, I would have made it so that Danny was the only one in economy. I would have done that 100% without pity, mercy, or hesitation. I would have absolutely left you back there in economy because you fucking deserved it. But
I
anywho,
deserve nothing.
you're right. You do deserve nothing. You're spot fucking on. Good work. You've almost got it. Um,
You can't say I deserve bad or good when I don't deserve anything. All right, you can't pick and choose what I deserve.
Oh, so you finally taken my lessons to heart. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Danny. You almost figured it out. You almost figured it out. So what did we do that first fucking day? Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kael, incredibly influential here. I'm here with this joker over here.
Hello, hello.
Introduce yourself.
It's Danny. Remember Danny? That's me.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm highly successful, of course.
We're in Alaska. We've made it. Finally, we're here. We're queer. I tried to get them to give us a single bed, but they weren't biting. But yeah, we flew in. We all met up in Denver. Should have recorded then. I'm stupid, but we didn't do that. So we, in my defense, we kind of had to book it to our gate a little bit. We were kind of close, but we made it. We're up in Fairbanks right now, and we have a free day tomorrow, so we're just gonna fuck around and do shit. I have homework to do though, so yikes. But yeah, we're gonna do stuff, and then we'll keep you updated. But yeah, it's part 1 of the incredibly influential and highly successful Alaska tour. Here we go. Look, we got the shirts. We got the shirts. He's wearing shoes right now. He's not actually this tall. We made it up there. It's summer and it's in middle of Alaska, so the sun did not set, pretty much. The sun was set for like 3 hours. I didn't see it. It was light when I went to sleep. It was light when I woke up. And the first fucking thing that I've noticed about this dumbass piece of shit fucking asshole.
Whoa! Those are some big words, some strong words you're using.
Dumbass piece of shit fucking asshole. Yes, those are all correct.
Let's calm down on the instant.
Dumb, morally wrong, and personally rude. Those are all you.
There's no such thing.
This fucking moron, asshole, cum stain, fucking jizzwad, fucking.
I know what you're gonna say, but why you gotta be so rude about it?
Has his phone notifications on full fucking blast. Wakes up at 7 a.m. Has his alarm set for 7 the fuck a.m.
No, it's 8:15 a.m. Okay,
was 7. It was 7 a.m. I checked. I was there.
Okay, well sometimes I have other alarms, but like my everyday one is 8.
You set your fucking alarm for 7 a.m.
Oh wait, I remember now. Yeah. It's because for my new job, I'm gonna have to wake up that early, so I had a new alarm set. I think I set that one like the day before. Unfortunate for you how that works out,
And he doesn't fucking wake up. He lets it go off fucking 3 times.
Well, that's why I get myself 5 alarms. That way one of them will wake me up.
I hate him. I hope he fucking chokes on his own dick. So, what do we do in Fairbanks? We got some weed, I think.
No, but why is it so wrong that I want to have 5 alarms and max notification volume?
Shut up. You're dumb. So number 1 thing we did the first day is we had a free day in Fairbanks. My sister scored us some weed. I don't know why I said scored us. It's legal there. You can do whatever you want. But we got some weed. It was fucking. Oh man. So, what we did was, we each took one in the morning. And then, I think we went to the creperie first, me, you, and Robert. We all took one. And then, we came back, went to lunch. I had to do some homework because my class had just started. And then eventually, right before dinner, I was like, this 10 milligram edible ain't shit. And so me and you both decided to take 2 more.
Sure.
And then we went to an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh yeah, we ended up getting the buffet, I remember.
Yeah.
It was like Mexican food. It was good, but like if you've ever had Mexican food, it was a bit greasy even for Mexican food.
It was so fucking greasy.
Yeah, so like after a while I had to stop or else I felt like I was gonna get sick. I feel like it was probably the same for the rest of us too.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that I was getting full. It was just like I cannot test it anymore,
Yeah, I am not super used to eating out that often, so that shit fucked me the fuck up. It was really, really, really bad. But, we were good. We ate a whole bunch. It tasted really good. And then on the way home was kind of a blur. remember it all that well. I wish we could have had. Oh man, maybe we'll.
Well, it
Maybe
was
when this goes up on YouTube, I'll intersperse some like interviews of all the people who were there to try and get some fucking context. But
well,
I
I can
don't
tell you what
remember
I
getting home.
remember.
Um,
Uh, so what I remember was that Lexi had
yes,
gotten like a like like a blunt or something from the
yeah, she had
floor.
a spliff. Yeah, or no, it
Yeah,
wasn't a spliff. It
spliff.
wasn't a spliff.
Whatever one you like light up and you smoke, right?
So a spliff is a joint, but it has tobacco in it. So it wasn't a spliff. It was just a J. But she lit up a
Whatever the
spliff.
term is, right? Yeah, she had that. We were walking back, all of us, right?
Yes.
We
You
stopped
tried to
for a
make me sit
bit.
on a wall, and
Yes,
I
yes.
believe I said if I get up there, I'm not going to be able to get back down.
Yeah, what a crazy thing to say, guy. Like it was a wall, I want to say like 4 feet off the ground, right? Not even that high off the ground, and this man was scared about getting down.
Danny, shut the fuck up. Let me tell the story. So we get back to the outside of the hotel. I can't
Oh,
imagine how fucked up we all look. We must have looked so suspicious. Oh my god.
I think you were the only one acting any sort of way. I'm not like even while we were still eating, you were not subtle at all.
No,
Everybody
I
else,
was fine while we were eating. I was
no,
fine.
no. Towards the end, you started getting way less subtle. Let me tell you, like, and I feel like Robert probably, just from what he told us, had like a really low tolerance, and he was still
He
like
only
holding it
took
together.
one fucking 10 milligrams.
Yeah,
10
but like
milligrams ain't shit.
everybody else was holding it together. I had just as much as you, and everybody else was
Yeah,
holding it
10
together
milligrams ain't
perfectly
shit.
fine.
Well, you don't want to know why you're fucking have a high tolerance for weed. You don't want to know why.
I don't want to know why. What does that mean?
It's because you're Mexican. Marijuana, it's a Mexican name.
Is that your?
Yes, that's how it works.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess like from my side of the story, I just got tired, and that was all that happened to me.
Yeah,
But this man,
they
like,
poisoned me. I'm still about
oh my
89% sure they
god.
fucking poisoned me.
At what point? Like we have tons of motive to poison you. Don't get me wrong, but at what point would we have actually done it?
Well, I don't know when, but you did. And so we got back to the hotel. I'm like, hey, can you guys come with me back to the room? And apparently I said this with like a beaming smile on my face.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's why I would know. Everybody's like, no, we don't want to go back to the room.
I was saying this because I felt like I was gonna die. Um, and so I wanted to not die, I wanted to make sure I didn't fucking die. Um, but yeah, everyone was like, no, we don't really want to do that. And then that was when I blacked
Yeah,
out.
because we were still hanging out.
I went from there to in the room around the toilet, and that was where I fully blacked out.
Hmm.
Right. But the walk from the Mexican restaurant to the hotel seemed like really really long.
It wasn't that far
It,
away.
I know, but it seemed, excuse me, like it was really long. And then I threw up literally everything that I ate. I think we had like 4 courses at the Mexican place, and I threw up every single one.
Mm,
So
Yeah, you gotta keep it together a little bit more next time. Gotta work on that. I still wanna understand what the appeal is of cannabis. I haven't figured it out yet.
it kind of sucks ass, actually.
Well,
I've either
you see, I've done it a few times, and maybe I'm just not doing enough. Maybe that's the problem.
well, I'll tell you probably what happened to me. And I took a drugs and addiction class, so I think probably what happened is when you do weed sort of often, it builds up in your body because it's lipid soluble. So you start to get a reverse tolerance, right? So the more you do, the the more it hits you, right? So I had, smoked a couple J's at my cousin's house. So I reckon some of that had built up in my in my body, and that was a couple weeks before we left. And then I did 30 milligrams of edibles, and it fucking all hit. And then combined with me like losing my balance, also with how fucking greasy and like how the food that I'm not like used to it because I almost never go out when I'm at home. So like combine it that like those two factors together, oh man, it was a recipe for disaster. And I kept telling Danny, I'm like, do not let me lay down on my back. If I lay down, do not let me lay down on my back because I will fucking die. I'll aspirate and I'll choke on my own vomit and fucking die. And he's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. So, yeah, sure. And that's how I knew I was being poisoned because you were just standing by doing nothing as I was about to fucking die. But guess what, bitch? I lived.
No,
I
see,
fucking lived.
the reason why I did that is because my reaction was that I just got super tired. So I'm over here like, oh man, I'm tired. I'm in my room. I want to go to sleep. And then you're like, oh no, now I need help and I'm needy and all that. And I'm just like, God, like, why does he have to choose the worst time to be like all needy and stuff as
Just
soon as
because
I
I
want to go
hate
to
you.
sleep? You know
Maybe
what
you
I
shouldn't have
mean?
poisoned me then.
So
Maybe you
I just
shouldn't have poisoned
so
me.
so I just sit there for a while and I'm just like, okay, well, this is going on too long. So I messaged
Yeah,
uh
he called my mom, and my mom came in.
I messaged Amanda. Well, I called her, she didn't answer. So I messaged her and I said, "Hey, whenever you get this, Kale needs some help over here."
Requires some assistance.
Yeah. So like I'm just sitting over there on the floor chilling on my phone like one earbud in listening to music while this man is just taking his sweet time, you know. And then she finally gets there and we're all sitting there for a while. And I'm
I
just thinking
don't
to
recall
myself,
you being anywhere near it, honestly.
I was sitting right behind you,
I
like the
don't remember
entire
that at
time.
all. I don't
The
remember that at all.
entire time, I
I
was
remember
sitting
you like
right
standing
there.
up and like walking back into the room.
I walked back a couple times because I was getting ready for bed, and then you
See,
were
you abandoned me. You abandoned me. Guys,
like, you
he left
okay.
me to
Instead of being like 3 feet away from you, I was like 20 feet away from you
He
in the
left
same
me to
room,
die.
in the same room where
He
you were just.
abandoned his best and only friend to die. Chat. Guys, can you believe what I have to go through? Fucking fair weather friend, let me tell you. Let
Let
me
me
get
tell you.
poisoned.
Let me tell you.
Took
Like,
part in my poisoning.
did
Um,
I just wanted to go to sleep, man. And like I said, you were just making it real hard to go to sleep.
and then as soon as I got into bed, I was like, me, 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 me. Also,
I
let me just
know.
tell you.
I had to put the tags on the luggage and everything,
Oh, you also
'cause
did have to do that. That was pretty
yeah,
funny. I made
because
you do that
you were
too.
absolutely. I had to like get everything ready for myself for tomorrow because we had to leave in the morning, right? I had
Yep.
to get all of his stuff ready for tomorrow because he was, incapacitated, and then he still wouldn't let me go to sleep because he was like, "Oh no, don't let me fall asleep, don't let me fall asleep." I'm just like, "You're right next to the toilet, not asleep." So like I heard you the first 10
I
times.
was falling asleep during it. I don't think you could tell. I was like microdosing falling asleep.
Either way though, like I heard you the first time, but you kept repeating yourself, and I'm just like, I get it.
Because you weren't like, okay, will
I
do. I'm there.
understand.
I'm
Like,
on it.
God.
No, you were like, whatever, I got it, whatever. And that was not very reassuring to someone who had just been poisoned.
I said okay, and then you should have been like, yeah, he heard me. He said okay, but no, you kept going.
You gotta be
Oh,
more than just
oh
whatever.
yeah. Let me repeat myself like 15 bajillion times. I don't
And
know,
here
man.
I am, not dead. So I'd say it worked pretty damn well.
Like I said, we have tons of motivation. We have tons of motive, but like we didn't do it.
You
You
didn't
did it to
have means
yourself.
and opportunity?
You did it to yourself. Is the craziest thing. It was
No,
all
no,
you.
that's not true. That's not
Y-
true.
You
No,
know, like
no, I was poisoned. So I was poisoned,
the
and they
only the
poisoned
only
me.
part that you could say was maybe my fault is whenever you said, "Hey, should we do two more?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" That was the only part
No,
that
so
that
I
I
was
had any
poisoned.
influence in. Is
So I
whenever you
was
asked me, "Hey, should we do two more?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
so I was poisoned. So that was pretty cool. But then we woke up in the morning. I was still high. You were still high. we went on this riverboat cruise, um, down the oh, I forget the name of the river.
I see. Here's the thing. I don't think I was high. I think that I was tired because you didn't let me go to sleep for like 3 hours.
No, you were still high. But we went on this on the
Because I remember I
riverboat.
woke up and I was so tired and I was like, man, if only I had a couple hours of sleep. And I remember you apologized a couple times and I was like, I don't. And I was like, it's fine, whatever.
I mean,
But
you
you kept
do.
apologizing and I was like, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm just tired.
I mean, you did take part in poisoning me, so it's okay. I guess we're even. Um,
We're not even. I did nothing to you and you made me so tired the next
so
day.
he did attempt to murder me, but I did sleep deprive him, so I guess we're even. Um, so we went to this riverboat thing, and I was still super high. But like I started to sober up during, and then fucking this asshole and my brother,
Oh my god.
I
I like
sat up by
how
my
how is
sisters.
it possible that you've been holding on to this? This is like the the third day of the trip.
So you and I were sitting next to our sisters, and my brother was sitting in front of me. Um, I go back to go get. They had this dip of like this salmon dip, and it was really good. Well, first, sorry, back up. First, we went to this like recreation of like a Native American uh Tlingit. I think I think it was Tlingit village, and they had some cool stuff. This was our first exposure to the sled dogs, and not certainly not our last. And I will say, maybe we got a little bit too much of them because of this. Like I think 3 times was excessive, and I think this was the least cool. So I think
Well,
we
it
could have
was
cut this part
not
out.
just sled dogs, but it was like I because I liked like
That was the
seeing
part
like
we spent the most time on, though.
because I got a picture of like the jacket that that one girl had. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool. When they
So
were talking about that and stuff.
they showed some uh ancient like Native American style clothing, and then we got to see some domestic reindeer. That was pretty cool. But then after that we saw like a couple of sled dogs in this little arena, and there was this kid, really. She was like 17, and she was like explaining that she's like training for like the junior Iditarod, and like
Well, no,
it's
because remember that girl was the daughter of like the famous, girl who had
no,
the
that was
blonde.
a different one. That was a different one.
Are you? No,
Yeah,
I'm
that
pretty
was a
sure that
different
we met
lady.
her daughter though on that
We did.
on the.
She did a little demonstration, and like she was like showing them like running around. And then when we got to the village, there was like a little pen, and that girl was like someone different. But yeah, we got to see that. And it was kind of cool. We got to pet some dogs, but not really because they were in the fenced in area. And that was the thing we spent the most time doing. And then we went back to our riverboat, and we sailed back up, and they had some fresh salmon dip. And I
Oh my
went to go
god,
get
this
some.
salmon dip! You're now reminding me of the salmon dip.
It
Oh
was so
my god,
fucking good, right? Oh
it
my
was
god.
so good.
Yeah, so this was about the time I had skipped breakfast because, in spite of me throwing up the entire contents of my stomach, I still didn't have an appetite yet. But this is about the point when I was starting to be like, hungry. That food. We should revisit that. I had a bad experience with it, but you know what? We'll reassess in the morning. And I had started reassessing it, and it was pretty damn good. So I went to go get some more salmon dip, and when I came back, my brother and Danny had colluded and had stolen my seat, and both of my sisters had just sat there and allowed this injustice to occur.
So like, and now that you've heard his version of the story, let me tell you my version of the story, right?
And the
So
only
his
thing required
no no
for
no no
evil to
no
win
no.
is for good men to do nothing.
Okay, like now here's my version, right? So I think he already said his brother was sitting in front of us. It was I think four seats in a row, and there's like five of us, right?
Yes,
So it
Robert
was
was sitting in front.
the two sisters were like on the inner edge, right, towards like the window, and then me and Kale were on the outer edge, right? So what happened was I think that whenever I think me and Kale went to go get dip one of the times, right? The salmon dip. While we were gone, his brother. sat in his spot. No, sat in my spot, and then I sat in Kael's spot because he sat in my spot.
So you
but
did steal my fucking spot.
in a way, I kind of did. But in a way, he kind of did. You know what I mean? But either way, I think I'm innocent, and I
So
think that you've been holding on to this for way too long.
so they stole my spot,
Oh my god,
and
it's just
all
never.
that's required for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. So because my sisters let it happen, Lexi went to ask. She was like, "Oh, can you get me some more of that salmon dip?" And I was like, "Fuck you." And so I went back and sat next to my parents. And so and then they shut down the salmon thing right after. So she didn't get any more salmon dip. And I say, "Fuck yeah, vengeance! Vengeance is mine." And now she's not going to sit by and let injustice happen anymore. She's going to stand up for what's right. And you know what? And I taught my lesson that day, and I made them understand. And then we got on a really cramped fucking shitty bus. We drove all the way to uh what was it? Healy. Healy is the town right outside of Denali National Park. Um and then we stayed. We This was a pretty cool hotel. Wouldn't you agree? It was pretty nice, right?
Remind me which one?
The lodge for when we went to Denali.
Yeah, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we went
it was
there.
it was a nice little setup. It was like a group of buildings, and then everything around it was just woods and all that, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, so we sat there. We went there. I don't know if it was that night or if it was the next night, but we got to go actually hold the puppies of the sled dogs, and we got to like talk to like an actual guy who did the Iditarod multiple times, and so that was kind of cool. The puppies were fucking adorable. In the YouTube version of this, I'm gonna intersperse some puppy photos in here. Um, but yeah, no, so that was kind of cool. And then yes, that was interesting. Then the next day, oh man, the next day we went on this bus tour of Denali, of the national park itself. And Denali National Park is fucking huge. I think it's the biggest national park in America, isn't it? I don't
Uh,
remember if the old guy said that.
I don't know if it's the biggest, but it turns out national parks are pretty big.
It's not even. It's not even. Technically, it's the second biggest. Nope, sorry, it's the third biggest. Most of Alaska is just fucking national parks, to be honest. So number one is Wrangell St. Elias. We didn't go there. Number two is Gates of the Arctic, and number three is Denali. But Denali has almost 5 million acres. It's pretty fucking big. So, we didn't even get close to the actual mountain. Did we even see it really? Uh,
He pointed at it a few times. There was only like one time where it wasn't covered by like clouds.
yeah. So we didn't
So
even really get close.
yeah,
But
oh yeah, it was like miles and miles away. He just pointed like
yes,
that island way over there.
yeah, it
No,
was
not the
super
island,
far
that
in.
that mountain.
Yeah, it was super far in. So we didn't even get close to seeing it. But we did. We
Well,
saw a
like
big fucking moose.
you could see it. It was like in between other mountains though, and it barely looked taller because of how far away it was.
Yeah, but think about it. That's how fucking tall it is, to where it can be like literally like an hour away by driving, even as the crow flies, and like it's still around the same size to your eye, like from your perspective. It's fucking
Y-
big.
Yeah, but it's hard to admire it from so far away, I guess.
Yes, but this was where I started, you know, having some issues. Um, man, oh man. So our bus guy was really fucking old, and everyone else who was on the fucking bus was really fucking old, because I don't know if you know this, but cruises are apparently for old people.
Well, the thing is, I'm starting to wonder if it's just like certain cruises or if it's all cruises. Because maybe we just got like one of those like a cruise that's more catered to older people because I think that that guy we were talking to on the cruise said there are like quote unquote like party cruises and like other types of cruises, you know.
Yeah, but they still get like the same amount of old people. It's just a slightly lesser. It's just more of everyone else, right? It's more room, and so there's more people of other demos, but it's still the same amount of old people,
Well, old
and
people
that
probably like
sucks.
cruises because you know, because I will say in terms of like vacations and like the activities that we were doing, it was all very very like I want to say like low uh
Intensity.
yeah, low intensity type of activities, which is fine. I was kind of hoping for like some like more exciting things to do. I know that they had like
Whitewater rafting. Our sisters did that when we
yeah,
went
like
to go see the puppies.
they did like that sort of stuff, which was fun, and that would have. But I just with whitewater rafting and with zip lining, it just didn't beat the other options. Also, I didn't want to do anything in the water in
Cause
Alaska
cold.
because cold. Because cold, exactly.
Apparently, our sisters said that the whitewater rafting was fine because they had dry suits.
Yeah, I have heard that the dry suits make it well from what they told us, the dry suits make it to where like you can't really like feel the temperature at all, except for like your hands.
I would have preferred like well, I don't want my hands to fucking freeze either, so I wouldn't have done it anyway. But yeah. Um so yeah, that was okay. That was kind of cool. We did some we did fucking, the tour was way longer than it needed to be because the bus driver was super fucking slow and he kept letting other people go by and he kept stopping for like nothing and he was like sundowning mid fucking sentence and it
I'll
was
say it was a 6 hour tour. It was 3 hours driving one way and then 3 hours driving back, right?
I don't think it was.
I well, it's like they said it was a 6 hour tour. I don't know how much
It
of it.
absolutely was 6 hours, but I don't know
I
if
don't know
that's
how
the
much of
exact
it was
split.
driving in, how much was driving out. I'll say that like uh for me, my enthusiasm stopped around a little after he started driving back because
Yes, me
I had
too.
seen most of what I needed to see on the way there, and on the way back it was the same thing but just in reverse, right? So like whenever he would
Yes.
stop for like the same spots for certain animals or for certain views, I was like, yeah, we already saw it though. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh my
But
fucking god. It was so bad.
he did manage to find quite a lot to say, and not all of it was the most interesting content. Um, there was a few times I zoned out, and then I would zone back into what he was saying, and I'd be like, how did he get to this part?
How do we get here?
Because there
Um
was one part, I don't know if you remember this. I like zoned out for a bit, and he started talking about like some like science fiction type of stuff.
I had my fucking AirPods in for most of this shit, and I'm so glad I brought them. I was
Okay, so
jamming
you
the
must
fuck out.
like the other people probably heard it, right? I can't exactly remember what it was, but he started talking about like science fiction because of some research they're doing on some animal and how they're going to be able to do this like thing that was thought to only be done in science fiction. I was like, and again, I
Oh, I
only
think you're
caught
talking about
like
the dire wolf. I think you're talking about the dire wolf thing.
something like that, but I only caught like halfway into it, so I was so confused because I was like zoning out a little bit.
Yeah, he was not very interesting, and we kept fucking slowing down and stopping, and every fucking 5 seconds, the old people would be like, "Oh, let's all get out here and take some pictures," and they would take fucking forever to get back in because they're all old and fucking slow. It's really
Uh,
fucking slow.
we only stopped a few times. There was one time that they dropped somebody off. I don't really know what that was about.
I hope they got devoured by wolves for real.
Maybe it was like some sort of like emergency or something. They had to, you know, get off at some other stop. Who knows? But we got back eventually. We made it back. We survived.
It was really fucking annoying. And then we all packed up, and then we took a train. Um, we took a train in the morning from Denali up to or down to Anchorage for the night, and that was pretty cool.
Didn't
Um,
we do the horses before the train.
Oh yeah, we did. We did the horses. Um, shit, 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 shit. Danny, do you remember? Um, everyone we need to give a good review for? Because I do.
I have the names on the card. I remember.
Do you have the card on you?
Give me a second. I can find it.
I don't remember the names of the horses, but
It's on. It's all on the card. If I can find the card.
yeah, I know where my card is. It's in my little canvas bag, but my canvas bag is in my suitcase, and I don't want to go get it. So um, we went and we did this little horse guided tour after the Denali thing, and we went up and we had some like home style like barbecue cooking, um, and we had these two lovely couples from Minnesota. I think um, uh, the husband in one and the wife in the other were siblings, so they were like in-laws. But they were really sweet, and we had our tour guide was Elias. I forget who our teamster was, and I forget the names of our horses, but
I
Elias.
found it. I found it. So it says right here, the Black Diamond Covered Wagon in Healy,
Yes,
Alaska.
yes,
And the horses' names were Jay and Turbo.
Jay and Turbo. I kept forgetting if Jay was the name of the teamster or the horse.
And then the names of our two guides were Elias and Eric.
Yeah, Elias was our tour guide. Eric was our guy, and then um, so there were these two workhorses, and they rode us up to this little lodge, and we did the horses. My parents and everyone else did ATVs, but we all ate at the same place. Um, and there was something spooking the horses, and Elias was having some trouble getting them under control because I'm pretty sure there was a bear. I'm pretty sure there was a grizzly bear in the area, and they
No,
were a
I
little
think
spooked by that.
I see. I don't really know the whole situation. They were saying that there was a bear spotted a few days ago. I don't know if it was still around or maybe if
Bear pee. They smelled bear pee.
it was something like that.
They
Something.
definitely were smelling bear pee. So they were smelling bear pee, and they were like freaking the fuck out. And Elias was having trouble getting them under control, but eventually they did. And um, and I mean, poor Elias, he was getting pretty stressed out, but he really salvaged the thing, and he had just started. I think he was like a month in, and he was a little nervous about it, but he did a good job. He was great. Oh, he was a little thing, wasn't he? He was only 20, wasn't he? Oh yeah, it was the day before his 20th birthday. The kid was like 19, but he did a great job. Um, and we had dinner. It was very nice. They rode back on their ATVs. We rode back on the wagon. We got some cool views. We got some cool photos. Um, and then we left. We took the train. It was like the train car had like two floors. One was the dining car, and one was like above it was like our normal seats. And there was like a glass dome on it, so like we could like see everything, and it was really cool. Um, so that was fun. We stopped off in Anchorage. Um,
The train ride, by the way, he kind of glanced over it, was like a whole day thing.
oh yeah, it was.
And it was similar to like the bus ride tour we did where like there was a somebody on a microphone like and they were like, "Oh, we're passing this area, passing that area."
Yes.
It was a little bit less engaging though because of how long it was, and we also
Oh
were
yeah.
getting pulled away for food a couple times.
It was.
Uh, so I
It
didn't
was
catch
2 meals
everything they
long,
said.
right? Yeah, it was two
Yeah,
meals. Breakfast and lunch. Um,
yeah.
food
I
was good though.
remember I took a nap through some of it, so I probably missed a
You slept
decent
through a
bit
lot. Yeah.
of like the I guess the narration or whatever, right?
Yeah. I'm just sad that like all the pictures we got from from the train, from Denali, from fucking everything are sort of like the photos that I got at the Grand Canyon over spring break, in that you don't have any context and it's just a 2D image, so you can't like really get the depth perception and really like see everything, and you lose a little bit of detail, because it does have to compress, even if you got it in like 4K, it's still flat. and you don't really get like the scale unless you're in 3D. So it's kind of shitty like
See,
that.
unless you're doing like videos or live images, it's really hard to get like I guess like really good like perspective on how big or how far away things are.
Oh, even with videos and live images, it
Mhm.
really doesn't give off the scale. I would say maybe if all our phones had the stereoscopic 3D thing that the 3DS had, maybe.
Well, the thing is, like, in order to get a really nice camera, it's almost more expensive than a phone is, and so
And
it's
even with the camera, you're still not going to get it.
it's really hard to get any sort of like really nice images. That's why, anytime anybody buys a camera, I'm just like, why? Just
Yeah.
use your phone.
Yeah, there's no reason. So anywho, yeah, the views were cool, the train ride was cool. Um but we got there to Anchorage. I think we had some like Asian food that night. It was kind of whatever. Um I went back early. I went to bed fucking early. I was so tired, dude. Um and then in the morning we went on another train with the same sort of setup to a town called Whittier, and that was kind of cool. All those like port towns where they're like a little inlet of water surrounded by a bunch of fucking mountains, that those were all super cool. So we went into Whittier, we got on our ship, um we did a little tour. Oh, we checked out the spa and we never even got to fucking use the spa. Danny, that fucking sucks. I wanted to use the thermal
Well,
pool and the fucking Turkish baths and shit, man. I wanted to use that so
the
bad.
thing is, like, maybe it was just me, but it kind of I didn't know which part of it was the paid package, and which part of it was like for free, because like we went in there and then they just start talking about like, oh, this is how much it costs for this and this and that, and then I instantly kind of like zoned out and I was
Me
like, I
too.
don't
Me
want
too.
to come back here and again.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
So maybe there was more to it that we could have done, like that was included, but I was like, you know, most of it was paid for. It sounded like, and it was like expensive too, like much more expensive than I would have been willing to pay, even if I did have to pay. And maybe I just don't know. I've never been to a spa before. Maybe that's just how expensive spas are. Cause that,
I think it was a little bit of an upcharge because it was like on the ship, and they can kind of upcharge you for everything.
yeah, that's what I figured. I figured that it was more expensive than a regular spa. That's why I was like, you know what?
Yeah. All right.
I'll
Well, this is about halfway through our trip, so I think this is a good time to go to the ad break. Um. And then I think, yeah, yeah, this is perfect, right? This is about a weekend. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, all right, perfect. All right, we're gonna go to the ad break, and then we'll be right back. This podcast is sponsored by Amanda Redwine, your no-nonsense talk therapist and parent coach. Serving individuals and couples in both Illinois and Florida for counseling/therapy, as well as worldwide for parent coaching. Amanda's specialty is working with teens and young adults, as well as their family systems. Amanda has extensive experience working with youth who identify on the LGBTQIA+ spectrum. She has also done couples work based on a foundation of the Gottman method. She brings a light, no-nonsense approach to treatment that is approachable and empathetic. She is unflappable and makes her clients comfortable from the very beginning. Find out more at www.amandaredwine.com. That's AmandaRedwine.com. Thank you again for sponsoring this episode, and back to the show. All right, we're back. We're on the ship. We've looked at the spa. Um, uh,
Well, we walked around the whole ship.
we did. We checked out everything pretty
We
much.
saw a whole bunch of stuff. We didn't really go back to a lot of it because there was like a little library, and I was like, oh, we're probably not gonna get too much use out of that. There was like board games and stuff, and I was like, I don't really feel like I care enough about board games for this cruise, but
Yeah, exactly.
thought that it could be fun if we can get people to join us. It would have been like a hard sell, I think. To be
I don't think there's like any point in like you're going on this fucking cruise. and like your first thought is let's play fucking Settlers of Catan, right?
Yeah, like because some of the board game, if they had more like here's the thing. Again, thinking of like as like a young person versus like the old people that were on board, right? I'm thinking, oh, if there was like party games, but most of the games they had were like, oh, like hour long boring games that they're fun with the right people, but they're not like cruise vibes, you know?
Yeah, they didn't have Naked Bop It.
You know, I mean, isn't any bop it? Can't any bop it be naked bop it?
No, 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 no. Absolutely not.
Yeah, get the right one.
You have to have the sanitizing equipment.
Is that come included?
With Naked Bop It, yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they definitely didn't have naked bop it. They didn't have regular bop it either. To be fair, but
That is true. That is true. They didn't have regular Bop It either. So no Bop It. They had Catan, but I can't get fucking anyone to play Catan with me. I have Catan in this fucking room. I'm
I
looking
have
at it right now.
Catan plastic
No, I'm not.
wrapped still.
No, I'm not. It's in this room somewhere. I think it's just on a lower shelf where I can't see
I
it.
played Catan one time and I was like, man, this is a fun game. I want to play it again, but I've not played it since then.
Yeah, I fucking love Catan. Catan's awesome. Um, uh, but yeah, no Catan, no anything. You did origami that first day.
It was
Um,
all right. I will say though, I've done origami before, and it wasn't anything that I couldn't have just looked up, if I really wanted to. So I was like, I probably won't go to any more origami, and I didn't.
that's
Um,
true.
and it was the same thing for whenever I did like the little watercolor. It was like, oh, it's like if I wanted to do watercolor, I could. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like it was gonna be a bit more interesting than just, oh, we're just all gonna sit and do origami, or oh, we're all just gonna sit and do
I don't know
watercolor.
why you expected anything else.
I don't know. It's a cruise ship. I was like, maybe it has like there's some fun twist to it to make it more exciting. You know what I mean, right?
Nah,
But
no
no,
way.
there wasn't. No.
So yeah, so we didn't. There wasn't really anything super exciting on like the activities thing that I wanted to do. Um, there was gonna be like a youth night. Um, every
Oh
night.
yes. No, no,
Yeah,
not every night. Not every night. Just it was one
the
of the
first two
first
nights. I
nights.
think it was the first two nights.
Yeah, one of the first two nights, or maybe both of
So
the first two nights.
so no, it was two because
Okay.
we missed the first one when we were in the dining room, and then the next
Yes,
night,
yes, yes.
me, you, and Robert got kicked out, or me and Robert got kicked out of the formal night because we needed our suits pressed. Because my mom wrinkled mine, and I think Robert, he just had to bring his all the way from Germany. Um, so
No, no, he
he,
got a new suit. I'm pretty sure.
oh yeah, he did
Their
get a new
dining.
suit. He did. Yeah, they went to the outlet mall. Yeah, I guess they did get him a new suit. But yeah, so he didn't get to use it until later. So me and Robert couldn't go to the formal night. So you came with us to get drunk. Um
Yeah, I had my suit, but I was like, I'll just let all the girls have a girls' night. We'll have like a little
yeah,
boys' night.
they
Uh,
did, yeah.
so we did that. The girls did end up meeting us later on, but for a while it was just us three, and we were just kind of going, exploring all the different bars on board. We were like, oh, let's make it like a little mission to visit every
Yes.
single bar that was on board, right?
Yes.
So
We
we would
did.
like we had a drink from one bar and we go, all right, let's walk to the next one because they're all so close. Because it's like
Yeah, on deck 9 there's like it's all the same. Yeah. So we had drinks on deck 2 to start. There were
oh no,
11 decks total.
we did also have the burgers as well. That was our
Yeah,
little
we
dinner.
also so we got those on deck 9. We got drinks there, and then we got more drinks on the end of the ship, and then um I was like, if we go, or we went to the top deck to go to the Asian bar, um and they had some shitty sake that I didn't like, and that was also where they were having the LGBT thing, and
Oh yeah, because like I had seen on the app that I think that we all had saw it earlier in the day, but we didn't really plan on
well, we
going
all
to it.
acknowledged it that it was gay night in the
Yeah,
thing. We all acknowledged it. We all knew it
y-
was gonna be
but
there.
it was just such a coincidence that we just happened to be there. Because the one of the workers who I guess was like organizing the event came up to us and was like, "Hey, are y'all here to like hang out, or are y'all here for like the event?" And we were like, "Oh, what event?" There's like the LGBTQ and friends event, right? And I was like, no, we were just hanging out. But we looked around. There was like really like nobody there, which was kind of a little sad.
It was really well. The saddest part is both my sisters count, but they were out having fucking fancy dinner.
Yeah, we
And
were. Well, like we were all the just and friends, right? We didn't bring the.
that's not true. That's not true. And we're getting to that. We're getting
Oh
to that,
wait.
Danny. Don't worry.
Well, I can't speak for Robert, but I can only speak for us.
Yeah, sure. So, I messaged her to ask her if she wanted to be in this thing.
Why do you want like this is not even included?
I messaged that.
Also, you need to bleep her name now. I hope you know that.
Oh, fuck you. Here, remind me. What is it? 6:30. 6:30. Hang on. Let me draw it on my hand. I'll Sharpie it too, because I'm a fucking asshole.
How about you just pause it? We cut this out, and then we just cut out the very end of this recording.
No, I got it. 6:30. Easy money.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to have Gunfather on just because what you did was so funny. I forget if this was on formal night or if that was the next night.
Look. See, like why is it that you just really want her on again?
Because I wanted to tell her firsthand what you did because it was really fucking funny.
I
would have settled for Dylan and Monica.
How much you want her back? Because you had Dylan on, and you have I know you really want Dylan back again too, but like
I don't feel like Dylan would react as much. I feel like Dylan would be like, "Yeah, Danny's a little bit homo. It's all right. It's whatever."
yeah.
But I feel like Gunfather would be like, "Oh my god, Danny, you homo," and it'd be really funny. So anywho, Danny gets really fucking pissed drunk. He gets absolutely goddamn plastered. And he starts.
Wait. Are we not gonna talk about the young adults meetup as well, right?
Oh yeah. So after the formal dinner, during the LGBT night thing that neither of my LGBT sisters went through, or my two LGBT fucking moms, I was like, you two are the only gay dudes here. That's crazy. But then I said, there's not going to be a single person under 24 other than me at the young adults thing, because if you're really a young adult under 24, you're not going to go to a thing that says young adults under 24, right?
No, it was 18 to 30 is what the age range like.
Yes, and I said it would only be 24 and up.
Well, in a way.
And in a way it was.
In
and
a way,
so here
yeah.
I am being correct. So we go up to
Well, you showed up, so like.
Yes, I said other than me.
Okay, all right.
But we showed up, we went there, and both my sisters came up, and we were sitting there, and no other young adults were there. And then the sport director of the cruise came up, and he wanted to. I think he was into my sister. He was trying to get into my sister's pants, so he started flirting with her, and then we all sort of came over to her, and he recommended us this drink called a Wang Wang. And I think it was 7 different fucking hard liquors mixed together.
Yeah,
it was
so
fucking delicious.
He said it's like at any bar you can order it, right? And it's like not on any of the menus, right?
Yes.
Which it definitely was curious, because as soon as he said that, me and Robert tested it, saw it was true. And
I went and got one too.
And it was pretty good. I will say it was kind of like what a Long Island iced tea would be if it was more orange and citrusy,
Okay, so the cocktail recipe that I found on cocktailswith2s's.com is Bacardi rum, Beefeater gin, Cuervo tequila, Absolute vodka, Jim Beam bourbon, Johnny Walker scotch, Remy Martin VSOP fucking cognac, 30 milliliters of orange juice, 30 milliliters of pineapple juice. That sounds about right. Yeah. So we got fucking plastered, or you got plastered on those. I only had 1 or 2, but you got plastered. I was not very drunk. I only got drunk on one night of this cruise. And even though we had 15 drink fucking included, It was just really difficult to get them fast enough to where they would all be hitting me, because as soon as I would like get my second drink, I'd be over my first. So
Well, yeah,
um
like unless you were sitting like at the bar, the drinks did sometimes take a
they
while
were so sluggish.
because
Um
it was one of those things where we would sit at like a table at like the bar, right?
yeah,
We weren't at the actual bar. We were like at a table just in the little bar
in the
area. So like
vicinity. Yeah,
so the server would come over to us. He'd be like, "Hey, what do y'all want?" And because there'd be other people around, it would sometimes take a bit. If we were like, there was a few times though where I would just sit at the actual bar because I remember that like whenever I went to go order the daiquiri, it was really quick because I sat right there and I watched them make it and they handed
yeah,
it
me
straight to
too.
me, right?
Me too. I think
So,
if we had gone to the ass end, there's like a bar and a pizza place that were on the ass end where it was like completely uncovered. And I think if we had gone there
you know,
and
yeah,
just fucking
they were the fastest with
they
the
were.
drinks.
And I think if we had just fucking sat there the whole time, we could have gotten those 15 drinks in about an hour. And I think we could have gotten absolutely shit faced. But we didn't, because we wanted variety. But you got really drunk. We all got pizzas. We all sat down. Oh, so this was after the thing. We all got pizzas. We all sat down. Um, you were really, really drunk. And when you get drunk, you get really fucking sad and sappy. Um, but then eventually you went past sad and sappy and got to horny drunk. Uh,
So like
eh,
you can ask like my family members, right? So whenever I get drunk, I do get, you know, a bit sad. That is part of it, right? But I also get like very
horny,
I would say like close to people, right? Like I'm very like
horny, Danny. Say the
very
word.
like I have a lot less boundaries, I suppose, right?
Horny, Danny. Please say the word.
A lack of what is it?
Inhibition. Okay.
Inhibitions.
So
Like the
Danny
one
got
song. Remember that one song we sang? What was it?
yes. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else
That's
can
the
feel it
one.
before you. Only you can let it in. No one else. No one else can speak the words in your lips. Shut up. Anyhow, um, uh,
Why are you cutting me off so much?
Danny got horny drunk, and he started like flirting with my brother, like hard, like really hard. Um, and the whole time I was like, "Holy shit, this dude's fucking gay." I've known this man for 10 years, and he's known he was gay the whole time, and he hasn't even fucking told me. This is ridiculous. I was really pissed off. But then I was like, I kept trying to like goad you on because I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If this means Danny gets to live his truth and I get the room to myself for a night, fucking word, right? So me out here trying to kill two birds with one stone, I kept trying to like goad Danny on into like sleeping with my brother, because like, you know, my brother, he doesn't put labels on it, you know, he's you know, he's not, you know, he's not anti fucking dudes. And so I was like, all right, Danny, you know, go fuck a guy. And he wouldn't do it. It was so annoying. He would not do it. But
Well,
like
I'm not gay, so why would I do
you are
it?
so gay, Danny. You are so fucking gay.
I'm not gay.
You are so
Why
try,
would you suggest that?
you can try that on someone who doesn't know you any better, but now I have video evidence of you fucking flirting with a man. So
Well,
fucking
flirting's not gay.
no, but you were like looking at him like longingly, and you were like blushing every time he would look at you. Danny, I think you need to accept that you're at least bisexual, if not fully gay. And that's
No.
okay. And that's okay. You know, like, you don't, I'm not going to judge you. I don't think Brianna would judge you. I don't think Dylan would judge you. I know Monica wouldn't judge you. I don't think Gunfather would judge you. You know,
I don't know.
nobody I know would judge you. We'd all accept you.
I
But
think
we
that
just
I'm just really good at flirting.
no, you're
What
not good
what
at
it is.
flirting. That's the problem. If you were good at flirting, you'd have more than fucking two bodies, but you don't. So shut your ass up. So you were flirting really hard with my brother and like blushing, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, your muscles are so big."
Well, the problem is like there's no stakes though, because I'm not interested. So it's
Yes,
easy to
you
flirt
were.
whenever there was no stakes.
Yes, you were. You were so into him. You wanted him so bad. Um, and then we went back to our room, and Robert picked you up and threw you into your bed, and you were like, "Oh my god, he princess carried me! Oh my god!" You were
Hey,
so horny.
I
You
will
were
say
so horny.
the Princess Carrie is one of the better carries.
He was so horny. Oh my god.
Or I will
It's
admit
not even
it's
it's
a good
not even
carry.
funny. He was so horny. It was crazy. Um so Danny has learned some things about his sexuality. So I
No,
mean my grandma said going to Alaska would change your life, and I guess it did. Because now Danny knows.
look, I have always known that the Princess Carrie is a superior carry, and
And
I
you
don't
want
think.
a big strong man to carry you like that, yes.
Well, I don't know necessarily that I.
Danny, you told me your heart fluttered when he did that. You are not defeating the gay allegations, and that's okay.
And whose heart wouldn't? You know what I mean?
Mine,
Well,
mine,
you
any
know,
straight man,
no, no. See,
any fucking straight man would not have their heart flutter
this
after
is
being
not.
picked up by another man,
This
dude.
isn't. This isn't a
That's
straight or gay
gay.
thing. This is just like a universal
It's
vibe.
not.
People just like to be swept off their feet. It's a nice feeling. You know what I mean?
Danny, either you are a gay cis man or a straight trans woman, and either way, I fucking love and accept you. But you need to fucking come to terms with it.
I'm not gay. Why do you think I'm
So
gay?
then you're a straight trans woman, and that's fine. But
I'm
you need to accept
also
it.
not. That's also not true.
I think Cat rubbed off on you. That's my thing. I think you're an egg.
Man, we miss Cat.
Not really.
Bring Cat back. That's what I've been.
No, we don't
Bring
miss
Cat.
Cat. So anywho,
Bring
you so we found out that you're gay. That was pretty cool.
not gay though. Not at all.
Who are you trying to convince here, Danny? Me or you? So the next day, we went to Skagway, and in Skagway, we got to actually hold puppies, and that was fucking cool. Um, we went to a mushers camp up in the woods, and we actually got to hold these like 1 week or 2 week old puppies, and some of them hadn't even opened their eyes yet. It was so fucking cute. I'll post some pictures here in the YouTube version. Oh man, so cute. So cute. It was really adorable. And then I think we just went back to the ship pretty quick in Skagway. I don't think we did all that much. Went back to the ship. I think I got in the hot tub or something, and you didn't. You were just fucking. Oh, I think you fucked off and did watercolors. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it wasn't as entertaining as I was hoping it would be.
Yeah,
Kind of.
and then I think while we were leaving Skagway, I think my parents got remarried. Um, we took a bunch of pictures, and it took fucking forever, and it was really annoying. Um,
No, but I got so many good pictures now. So many good pictures.
good, debatable. So took fucking forever. I hate wearing suit and tie.
I've
It
already
was
seen my
really
Instagram photo.
it was really fucking annoying.
It's going crazy.
So I went back to the room before I did any fucking solo photos because I don't give a shit. And then the next day we went to Juneau, which is the capital of Alaska, and it was really fun. It was it's actually a super nice area, honestly. If not for the really high gas prices and the really high grocery prices, I would consider living there during the summer, and even during the winter, because they said it only gets down to like 10 degrees, and like we had colder than that in my town in Illinois this winter. So not that bad. So we were there. We went on the whale watching tour. Me, you, Robert, and my parents. And that was the coolest fucking shit. That was the coolest shit we did on the entire cruise. Um, we saw 4 humpback whales, at least half a dozen orcas, some harbor porpoises, and a bunch of stellar sea lions. Uh, and that was really cool. I'll include videos and like photos here. Um, but we saw this really famous whale named Flame and her calf. Um, we saw another one named Kelp. We saw a mystery one that didn't want to identify himself. And then we also saw a pod of orcas and a school of sea lions. I don't know what the group name for them is called, but yeah, they were pretty cool, pretty funny. A bunch of them were up on a buoy, and there was this other one who was trying to get up there, and they were like, "Fuck off, this is ours." But yeah, that was pretty cool. And then yeah, then we headed back to land. We had some fucking sick ass crab, dude. You guys got photos of the crab, right?
No, well, we had crab, and you watched us eat crab until your mom gave you her crab.
Damn right. Damn right. So me and my
You,
mom have
and then
this
you
thing.
and then you acted like a saint because you were like, "Oh, I didn't order as much as y'all did," but you ate just as like you just stole hers. If
It's
you were
not stealing. It's
if you
not
were
stealing.
if you wanted crab, just order the crab.
No, it's not. So here's the strategy. For I would say about 20 years now, my mom has had like a really small appetite. So she cannot finish any of her fucking food. Whenever she gets a meal, she can't fucking finish it. Um so she always gives it to me. That's the strategy. Is I can always eat more than my meal, and I'm always there to fucking be the garbage disposal.
You know,
And
and I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, what I should do is I should just say, hey, I will also accept food, right? Since he didn't
nope,
want to order anything, I
I
was
did
like,
order.
no, you didn't want a lot, you ordered a tiny little bit of food, you finished first, and I was like, okay, well he's
It
done
wasn't a
eating,
tiny bit of food. I
you
just eat
know,
faster than all of you
so
because
let's
you all
just
got crab, and you have to actually work to open the crab.
yeah, so you got you finished your food though, so I'm like, oh yeah, he's good, right? So in theory, we should share the remaining food amongst the two.
No, fuck you.
No, I'm just saying, like, since like you finished your food, like why not share the remainders of everybody else's food? Like we're a family here after all, right?
Duh, duh, duh. Some of us are.
No, I've been adopted into it. I'm sorry to tell you.
I can
But,
unadopt you real fucking quick.
the
I
thing
can
is, right?
unadopt you
I'm now
so
on like
fast.
the same level of family as you are. Is the thing.
Not at all, actually.
Actually, kinda. It's
My
weird.
mom liked Jennifer more than you, Danny.
I don't think
She
so.
probably still does. So I don't know if you want to play that game. I don't know if that's the game that you think.
She
Uh,
doesn't know Jennifer.
and she still likes her more than you. So I don't think you
I
want to play that game.
It's not true.
Do you want to bet?
Ask her. Ask her if you want. See what she
She's
says.
still mad that you guys broke up because she likes Jennifer more than you. Danny,
Well,
I'm
let me tell
sorry.
you, Jennifer was not a good person, and if she knew Jennifer, she probably wouldn't like her either. Or if she did like Jennifer, it would show that she's very gullible because Jennifer is just a chameleon person that blends to whatever people like. She's not genuine in any sort of way.
Danny, it sounds like you're a little sphincter sore that my mom likes Jennifer more than you. Sounds like you're a little
No, the
butthurt.
problem is, the people that did like Jennifer, you know, just were not aware enough to know they were being duped. And I would hope that your
Mm,
mom is not like that.
butthurt. Butthurt. So anyway, Danny's butthurt that my mom likes Jennifer more than him. But yeah,
Jennifer didn't dupe you too, did she?
so my system works pretty well to where I know exactly when my mom's gonna stop, and I can like read her body language, and I can like look at her and look at the food and look at her, and she already knows the signal of when to just pass it over to me. So I got to eat the rest of her crab. I didn't even order it. It was awesome. It was great. I was so smart. Uh, hell yeah. And then um
I suppose if it works, but If you
Yeah.
wanted crab, you could have just got crab as well, you know.
I got crab bisque. It was great. I got crab bisque on rice. It was awesome.
If you say
And then
so.
I got more crab. Why I didn't eat, I was perfectly fine with the amount of crab that I got to eat. It was gonna go to waste anyway, so I ate it. There you go.
No, I would
Everyone's
have ate
happy.
it. It wouldn't have gone to waste, I swear.
You're just mad that you didn't get it. You're
No,
just
I'm just
butthurt.
saying if your worry was that it was gonna go to waste, I would assure you it wouldn't have.
No,
if
no, no.
if that's your
Somebody's
worry,
butthurt.
no, if that's your worry, then don't worry. You know,
No, Danny's butthurt that he
we'll make
didn't
sure
get
it's
any.
taken care of.
Danny's butthurt that he didn't get any, and that's fine. Anywho, I got to have it. It was delicious. Then we went back to the ship, and I think my mom and I had dinner alone. And then the next day we went to Ketchikan, and in Ketchikan we saw the big lumberjack show. And that was cool because Danny got to see a bunch of big buff men. They weren't even that buff. They weren't even that hairy either. I wish they were hairier. There wasn't. I don't think any of them had like a big lumberjack beard, and I think Danny was really looking forward to that. So he was a little bit upset.
Well, they all had flannels on.
They did have flannels, but they didn't have the lumberjack beard.
And they all chopped wood, so I would say like that's like 90%.
I would say that's only like 66%. I think the beard is very important.
If you say so.
But yeah, Danny was very. He liked it. He was like, big buff men, hot.
It's not how that went.
Was your heart fluttering for them too?
No, I was very interested in the competition though. They had some cool events.
All right, so Danny was gay for the lumberjacks. Not surprising. Then we fucked around in Ketchikan for a little bit. Went shopping. Didn't really find anything. I got some free earrings though. We all got some free earrings. Then what? Then we went back to the ship. I think that was the night that we all had the Asian food.
No. I believe.
Oh, I think we went back down to the dining room. I think
Yes, because there's.
it was another formal night. I think.
I think the Asian food was the last night. I think it was a formal night that day.
Yeah, it was another formal. Oh no, we went to the surf and turf place. Yeah, that's where we went. Yeah, so we went and had surf and turf, and then you guys got your photos back. I didn't give a fuck. I went back to my room. Then the next day we just had out at sea, and we barely fucking did anything. But I hung out with my mom that night, and we went to
Yeah, and I hung out with his mom earlier in the day.
we were out on the ass end, and we saw another humpback whale. So me and my mom got to see another humpback whale, and you fucking didn't. So eat shit.
Well, you played blackjack, and I.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I played blackjack. Danny gave me $20 and I turned it into 40. And then Danny won the fucking bingo. He won the bingo jackpot and he won like $1,500.
Yeah, so
and then I made him give me another 20.
we both were up. We both were up.
Yeah. But my mom lost all her money because she doesn't have the blackjack charm that I do. I was freeballing that shit.
She also lost the bingo, but
she also lost the bingo. But I was fucking freeballing the blackjack, right? Like the guy was like sometimes telling me what to do, but I was just like, no, this is what I'll do, and I'll do it. And I won. I more than doubled my principal. I went from 20 to 44, and then I tipped him 4 because I was like, you know what, well played, buddy. You did a good job. You didn't, I guess because it wasn't your money, you weren't upset that I was cleaning you out.
You see, like I feel like if I played blackjack with you, I would have just put in 20 down on the first hand, and if I lost, I would have walked away. And I would have said,
exactly.
Good day.
And that's why you don't have it in you to be a real gambler. You don't have a real degenerate.
No, but like if I won though, then I would keep going. The problem is if I didn't win, I would instantly stop.
That's the problem. You're betting all your fucking principal. You got to bet your principal in the lowest amount possible.
Well, no, like if I had knew that that was what we were gonna do, I would have came with more to lose. But that was like my last minute. $20 is like my limit type of thing, you know.
You should have bet all 1,500 of your dollars at the blackjack table.
And let me tell you, if I would have won, I don't think I would have continued. To be honest with you.
No, that's true, because you would have doubled your principal, and that's generally when I stop. is-
Exactly. So you're saying so if I put $20 down, I'd double it. I could have gotten as much, winnings as you did, and then walked away, and it would have been one hand.
Yes, but that's the problem. You're not supposed to do it in one hand. What are
Okay,
you, stupid?
well, like, would you be jealous if I did? I'd be like, yeah,
No,
I'm just that good. One hand's all I need.
no,
That's all I need is one hand.
no, because you would have lost it in the fucking second hand, and you'd have gotten the dopamine of that, and you'd have been like, let's do it again. Because you're a fucking dopamine fiend. You
But
can't. You
imagine
have
if
no
I
self control.
no, but
You have
imagine
no
if I
fucking self
no,
control.
no, but hear me out. Imagine if I won a second time.
But you wouldn't have.
No, but imagine if I did though.
Okay, I'm imagining you wouldn't have. The
No,
odds of that happening are low.
and then I would have been a 4x, right?
And then you would have done it again. You would have lost everything.
But then imagine if I won a third time, 8x.
But you wouldn't have.
But imagine though.
Huh? Me imagining. Oh, look, you
All I
didn't
would
do
need to
it.
do is that I would only need to win like 29 times, and I'd be rich.
Danny, are you good enough at counting cards that not only are you counting through 8 decks, but also are you listening to the advice of the sheet? So like even if you're playing optimally, the home advantage is built into the game to the point where the dealer has like between 0.5 and 2% advantage. So you winning 3 times in a row is very, very unlikely.
I think that you just don't have it like I do.
I won 4 hands in a row.
And guess what? I won one game of bingo, and I won more than you. So point stands. Point stands.
But bingo has no skill.
But you just don't have it like I do.
I don't have no skill like you do. You're right. You're
You
right.
don't-
I have
you don't-
skill.
You don't have the winnings like I do. You don't have what it takes to win like I do.
Whatever. You gave me 20 fucking bucks for nothing. So all in all, you gave me 40 fucking bucks for free.
Yeah,
I did
exactly.
nothing. I didn't even give you anything. You were like, "Oh, you have to share the winnings with me," and I'm like, "Danny, you would have even been on this cruise to win that bingo without me." And you were like, "Yeah, fair. Here's 20 bucks."
Exactly, because
I should have gone back down, but we didn't have more that much time to go back to the casino.
I felt generous. I was like, let me do some charity work, you know?
It's not fucking charity work. Me bringing you was charity work.
No. It was charity work. I'm part of the family. You invite your family on
Me bringing
on
you
your
was
family trip.
charity work.
No, it's a family cruise. You invite the family.
Me bringing you was charity work.
I still don't think you understand. Like, I'm part of the family now. I'm like one of the family.
I can get you uninherited so fucking fast.
I don't think you can. The thing is, I think that I've like ingratiated myself enough to where like you don't have
No.
that type of pull, you know?
No.
I have like your entire family to vouch for me now.
No. They don't like you enough to where they would actively spend money to bring you from Texas to Florida or Illinois or anything like that. They don't like you that much.
Well, when the time comes, I guess, we'll see. Whenever I'm invited to the next family thing, and I'm there.
I can get you so disinherited so fast.
Like for what reason would they not bring me back for another family thing?
I'll invite Jennifer so she can speak all the bad things about you and they like her more than you.
You can do that if you want, I suppose. But
And then I can disinherit her too. I can disinherit fucking anyone I want.
I just don't think that strategy would work very well.
It would work really well because Robert's only in the family because I asked for an exchange student.
And I think that he's beyond uninheriting. I'm also beyond uninheriting.
That's not true. I can uninherit him too.
No, now I know you just don't know what you're talking about.
I absolutely can uninherit him.
You absolutely cannot.
Robert has to never fucking comes down here on his own fucking dime, but I drive down here to see them. I put
He's
in way more
much
effort than
farther
them.
away. He's so much farther. It's not even
No, he's
fair.
not. No, he's not. He could get here in less time than I do because it takes me 17 hours to drive down here. It takes him 12 to fly here.
Okay, he's still farther away though.
Not doesn't matter. It's his distance doesn't matter. It's the amount of time. And I'm faster. So or he's faster. And yet here I am driving down here and I do it. And you know what did he get them for fucking Mother's Day? Not much. What did I get him for Mother's Day? Actual fucking shit. I took my mom to fucking dinner. I got my stepmom some fucking merch for fucking favorite baseball team. I'm fucking everywhere. I'm on it. What did you get them for Mother's Day, Danny?
I have some other days I have to catch up. I'm new to the family. It's not fair.
What are you getting them for their birth? Do you even know their birthdays?
I can put it in my calendar as soon as I ask them, and then I'll
Oh,
know.
you have to ask. You have to
I kn-
ask. You
I,
don't
kn-
know.
I know it's on the 11th, and I think one. Uh, I don't know what month though, unfortunately.
Wow, Danny, you're such a bad fucking son. Almost like they should
I
disinherit you.
I know their anniversary though,
What is it?
August 22nd,
What year?
16 years ago.
Which is?
Okay, this is year 16, which means let's go
Jesus Christ, he's an engineer and he can't do basic fucking arithmetic. Good
20
lord.
25 minus 16. 2009? Sounds about right.
Jesus Christ, Danny, how are you so bad at math? We can move on from being fucking disinherited. How are you so bad at math?
I'm not bad at math. It's just the thing is, whenever you get to any higher level math, you don't have to do simple math anymore because we just use the calculator for everything.
Fucking cope. Fucking cope, Danny. Fucking copium.
And also,
Absolutely.
being like good at math more is like figuring out how to solve a problem more than it is just doing calculations, you know?
That's so copium. All right, so Danny is
Because
shitty at math. Okay,
whenever
good to know.
I know I'm good at math, but I'm not fast at math. There's a difference.
Sure. All right, so Danny's terrible at math and also gay.
Yeah, both of those are wrong. That's it's crazy.
Dan, you can't fucking. You don't have a fucking leg to stand on after you told me your heart fluttered when a man picked you up and carried you. Danny, that is the gayest shit I've ever heard.
Why does it have to be gay?
Because you're not a trans woman, are you?
I'm not trans. I'm not gay as well. I feel like you're.
Would you rather be a
I
trans
don't
woman
know.
who's into men or a straight man who's into men? Because I have news for you. You're into men.
I'm not into men.
He's so into men.
I don't know, Kael. Like,
Danny, I have the fucking footage and I have witness testimony. I'd like to enter into evidence my WhatsApp DMs with Robert.
I must have really convinced Robert too, because I'm not gay. I don't know what to tell you.
Your nervous laughing is so funny.
It's not nervous laughing. It's just funny that I convinced him too. The thing is, I wasn't even trying to convince anybody. I was just trying to flirt for fun. Don't you ever flirt for fun?
Sure. And I said, here, let me scroll back to the conversation
And
where
I
we
said,
got there.
"Tell me your
See, Danny, that's gay.
Taylor Swift is gay."
You are. So we were talking, and
Oh, so you're just gonna read
and I
out
said,
DMs now? I think I might have already heard this too, but let's.
I
Yeah,
said in all caps, "Did you princess carry him?" He's gushing about it right now. Robert, he's so gay for him, or for you. And he said, "What does that mean?" And I said in all caps again, "Did you carry him in any way, shape, or form?" And I said, "Robert, you are breaking him." And he said, "I threw him on his own bed so Alexis wouldn't have to miss out on any more salmon because he was, quote unquote, in your spot." Blah, blah, blah.
That's actually
Skip that. Um, and then the more conversation about Alexis, standing
how
by,
many
letting the
how
evil of
many
the Nazis take over.
how many times did you call back this? You've brought it up so many times. Like, why can you
All
not just
that's
get over it?
required for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing.
You just need to get over it. Like, this seems like so drawn out.
He brought it up first. He brought it up first because he said that he threw you on your bed so you wouldn't be in my spot, so Lexi wouldn't miss out on any salmon. So he brought it up first, and I was just relaying the story for the audience, so it's different. And then I said Danny is gushing about it. I said, and I quote, he said, and I quote, he made me feel so beautiful by doing that. And Robert said, "What do you mean by gushing?" And I said, "Not physically gushing out of his penis." And he said, "He's lying. He probably didn't even get hard." And I said, "I don't want to know, but I feel like you might be wrong." And he said, "Ask him." And then I asked you, and you said no, but you said your heart fluttered a bit. And then, Danny, you want to hear something cool?
Um, is it cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Danny, can you say that again for me, please? That your heart was fluttering. Can you confirm that? Yes or no? But can you confirm or deny the heart fluttering thing? I like being carried. Good enough for me. Danny, I think the evidence shows that you might be gay. uh, and he said, so his heart likes it, but his penis didn't. And I said, I don't think it was long enough for him to get a boner. And he said, what do you know about things being long enough? And I said, ask your mother. And then I said, you need to fuck him. He is clearly gay. And he said, you do it then. And I said, I'm not gay. And then I said, you're the one who doesn't put a label on your sexuality and doesn't believe men can be fully straight. Because we talked about it at the table. We were talking about, like, oh no man is fully straight. And I'm like, no, I think that's just you. And then I said, it'd be like fucking a woman. He already carries himself like one. And he says fucking a twink is barely gay. And then I said, yeah, you're right. So you do it.
Uh, he's funny, that one.
Robert actually did give some conditions on what you would need to do for him to fuck you.
Well, I don't want to though.
All right, sure, buddy, sure. So,
I don't
yeah.
know
So
why he
as we
wants
all
this.
know, the evidence is showing Danny is fucking gay.
I
So
don't
that's
think.
pretty cool.
See, I don't think that makes me gay. I really don't.
For your heart fluttering when a man carries you, and you don't think that makes you gay.
No, because I don't want to be with men.
You want a man to carry you like a princess and make you feel beautiful, correct?
No, I don't want that, but I can appreciate it when it happens.
All
There's a
right, so
difference.
Danny's absolutely coping and is trying to deny that he's gay. But yeah, so anywho, we got back to we had one day at sea. I saw the whale. He didn't see the whale. We all ate dinner together.
Well, we
Then
did see whales at one point.
yes, but I saw another whale. So I've seen 5 humpback whales and you've seen 4. So I'm winning. Anywho, we went to Canada for like a few hours. Like we went from the port to the airport in Vancouver, and it sucked, and I hate Canada. Fuck Canada. Fuck
Well,
you, nation
we
of
were
Canada.
barely in Canada. It
We
feels.
were outside of a vehicle for maybe like 2 minutes, if that. Um, and that was already too much Canada for me. It was fucking terrible. Fuck Canada. Never want to go back. Fucking piece of shit country. Fuck you. Don't want to be a Canadian idiot, bro. Don't want to be some beer swilling hockey nut. Do I look like so?
I was in Canada the longest of anybody.
That is true. You were in Canada the longest of anyone.
So,
We got to
uh,
cross over into America early. Um, and we got to stay in the lounge of America, and that was great. It
yeah.
felt
So
so good to be back in America.
what happened was that Marilyn got an early flight, so she
She
left
did.
way early.
She didn't get to say goodbye because they kind of just ushered her through security.
Then Kael, Amanda, and Annie
And
all left us like an hour later because
it was more like 3 hours later.
yeah,
We
it
had
was,
to.
they were the first ones to leave though, so they left,
Yeah,
you know, and then it was just me, Lexi, Robert, and then Robert and Lexi left. Lexi apparently got um held back though because I saw her later, but then she did actually finally leave, and then I just had to stand behind the security because they wouldn't let me check my bags in until four
3 hours
hours,
before your flight. Yeah.
yeah, 3 or 4 hours before. So I just had to sit and wait until it was 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours before. I finally get through, and then I meet up with Lexi a third time.
Ha ha ha.
Because her, and then her flight like left like 15 minutes after I saw her. Then I had to chill for another like 2 hours.
Ha. Sucks to suck.
And then I finally get on the plane, and then my flight gets delayed by another hour.
It was awesome. Yeah, Canada sucks at fucking traveling.
So I
Canadians, they're
was
all a bunch of fucking slow ass morons.
so I was
Fuck
still in
Canada.
Canada on the 16th
Ha ha. Canada
because I
fucking
left after
sucks.
midnight.
Fuck. So, can I say fuck Canada? Do you agree with that? Fuck Canada.
Well, I wouldn't blame Canada. I would blame, you know, uh, whatever the airline was.
No, it was Canada's fault. So fuck Canada.
Also, my
Um,
flight just, maybe it's just like, it's just unfortunate they didn't have any earlier flights for me.
did you ask?
No, I was checking like all the screens and everything. None of the flights said Houston at all.
Yeah, but you could have like gotten a connection to there, and that probably would have gotten you there faster. Honestly, if you had gotten on the fucking flight with us and then flown back from Denver, you probably would have gotten there the same time. Honestly, um, but yeah, we
I made it
fucking
though. I made it.
yeah,
Took a
it was
while.
rough. It was
The
rough.
first thing I did was get some Whataburger.
He did. He got his watered burger.
You know. So now
If I wanted a water burger, I'd just go to the Krusty Krab, Danny.
I know. Then you made your little silly joke in the chat, which nobody reacted to.
I mean, it wasn't really a silly. It wasn't really that much of a joke. I just said water burger.
No, you said more than just Whataburger.
No, I said water burger.
No,
I
just
said
tell him the rest. Tell him the rest of the joke.
I don't remember saying more than that. I was probably so sleep deprived. I don't even remember.
You said Whataburger, Earthburger, Fireburger, Airburger.
Oh yeah. No, people did react to that. Lexi reacted to that. Fuck
Did
you. Kill
did she
yourself.
react to that?
Yes.
I didn't see anybody react to it at the time. I don't think anybody had.
No, Lexi reacted to it. Water burger, Earth burger, Fire burger, Air burger.
No,
Long ago, the First Nations
I think
lived
she
in
just
harmony.
reacted to. I didn't see her react to that. I saw her. She reacted to Whataburger.
No, she reacted to Earth burger, and long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. So fuck you. Get fucked. I'm funnier than you.
You got Lexi a couple times with some of the jokes, especially like the AA meeting one. You got her with that.
Oh
one.
yeah. So on the ship, we found that there was when we went to the library, it's right by a bunch of the meeting rooms, and one of the meeting rooms said "Friends of Bill W." And we're like, "Who's this fucking Bill W guy?" So I googled it, and because they had multiple pockets like blanked out for that, and so I was like, "Why does Bill W keep having meetings for his friends every night? He must be pretty rich." Turns out, Friends of Bill W is a pseudonym for Alcoholics Anonymous. And I was like, wait, they keep having it at fucking 4:30. That's fucking happy hour. That's fucking diabolical. How else am I supposed to get cheap drinks if I'm at my fucking AA meeting? This sucks. And so Lexi thought that was fucking hilarious. What else did she think was really funny? There was another thing she thought was really fucking funny.
You got her a few times. I will say, like she was really receptive to your humor more so than everybody else was.
That's not true. I get my mom all the time. So that's
The
fucking
thing is, it's not even like I think that you just catch people off guard sometimes. sometimes, you do have good ones though. They
See,
only
that's the
get that.
problem. You admit that you're always on guard, so you're trying not to laugh at them
Do
because you
you?
don't want to give me the satisfaction.
Well,
But
it's kind
I'm
of like it's kind of like saying like a jump scare is like a horror. A jump scare is not horror. It's like surprise. It's like if you catch me with a joke when I'm not ready for a joke, I might laugh, but it might not be funny. You see what I'm trying to
no,
say?
but that's the thing, right? I have the lead up to the jump scare, right? You know the jump scare is going to happen, but it still gets you anyway. I have the suspense, the tension, the comedic tension. Yeah.
Well, I like to describe you as like a broken clock is right twice a day.
And I like to describe you as gay and not funny. So, uh,
Like I said, broken clock. Sometimes you
you're
miss.
right, and I am right right now with you being gay. Danny, the evidence is clear. I've laid out my case, and fucking, I've shown the court the DMs. I've shown my evidence. I don't know what else there is to fucking say here. You're gay. Like,
Well, you can believe whatever you want, but that doesn't mean it's true.
you're into having sex with men, and that's okay, Danny. We
Not at all
support
true.
you no matter what.
That's none of what you've presented has, you know, proved that conclusion.
You told me your heart was fluttering because he carried you, and you're like, "Oh, I like being carried.
Yes, and
I
but
like
that,
being
I
carried."
don't want to have sex with men though. You see what I mean? Like you see those are
You
two
want to
different
be
things.
carried by men, so your heart flutters, and you're like, "Oh my god, he's so hot. His muscles are so big." I can show them the photos and the videos of how you were like looking at him, Danny. I don't know what to tell you. You are gay.
See, like you say a lot of things, but you just don't have enough proof.
I in the YouTube video I'm gonna include my
You know what? I'll
evidence.
I'll I'll tell you this, right? If I was to sleep with a man, that would probably be good proof. But until then, you don't got anything.
I mean, it's not for lack of trying. You were giving Robert the fuck me eyes,
I didn't want to sleep with him. That's why I didn't.
but you kept giving him the fuck me eyes. I
No,
think he didn't want to sleep with you, so he didn't, because he took you back to your room,
we
not
both didn't.
his.
I didn't want to go back to his room.
If he took you back to his room, you would have had sex with him.
No, I would not have.
Prove it.
What do you mean?
Prove
In
it.
what way can I prove
Prove
that?
it. Prove it. Prove it, Danny. Prove it.
Okay, if you're not proving your point, and I can't prove my point, like
That sounds like a skill issue, Danny.
you can't prove your point either, though.
Yeah, I can.
You cannot.
I did. I
You
just
can't.
proved it.
You can't. First of all, no, you did not. You didn't do anything.
You convinced Robert that you're gay.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all can believe what y'all want to believe. It doesn't mean it's true.
No,
Until
but the fact that your heart
until
was
you,
fluttering
until you have
from being
solid
in a man's arms.
until you have solid evidence that proves that I'm gay, or like proves that I would sleep with men, you don't got anything. You got
So if Robert came down to see you and he had like roses and chocolate and he was like, "Danny, I love you. Please marry me." You're telling me you wouldn't marry him?
no, I would not. I do not want to marry Robert.
I feel like Danny is like caught up on some like homophobic like some like internalized homophobia, and it's really sad. It is really sad because I accept
I'm
him
not
for who he
homophobic
is.
at all.
You have a lot of internalized homophobia right now.
Why would I be homophobic?
I thought you were about to say, "Why would I be homophobic? I'm gay."
I have no problem with people being gay.
You're right. You're gay all the time. I know. But
No, why
prove
am
it.
I? What do you mean? Prove it.
Let's take a look at your fucking singlet fucking gyrus, bro. Gay brain part.
Gay brain. I don't know the science, but that can't also be a 100% factual way to find anything out, can it?
The shut up, hang on. The posterior cingulate cortex. Sorry. Yes. Uh posterior sorry, the right anterior cingulate cortex, superior frontal gyrus, and precuneus. Um yeah. So Danny, I'm sorry. We're just gonna have to hook you up to an MRI, and we're gonna find that you're gay. We're gonna show you photos of hot, oiled up men, and you're gonna be gay.
No, see, that's the thing, right? I don't think you're right about that.
How much do you want to bet?
That I'm gay or that I'm not gay.
How about I honestly, if you were to bet on yourself being gay, that would honestly be kind of a power move. That's like honestly, that's a win-win there because either you're gay or or you and you win a bunch of money, or you're not gay and you lose a bunch of money. But because you're gay, you'd be getting paid to be gay. So it's kind of gay.
Well, you can watch as I continue to not be gay in my future endeavors and how I continue to pursue women. Always have pursued women and always
Maybe
will.
that's why you're so unsuccessful with them, is because your heart's not in it. Your heart is in someone who can carry you like a princess and make
No,
you
I
feel
think that
beautiful.
I think that after being burned by my last relationship, I'm just a lot more cautious.
No, no. It's the correct answer is after not being sexually attracted to either of the women that I've dated or any woman I've ever seen.
Well, like I have been sexually attracted to the women that I've dated.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Where's your proof?
You could ask either one of them, but I don't feel like we
But
have.
how do you know? How do they know you weren't just thinking about guys?
Do you know what? No, I'm not gonna. I was about to offer a chance to interview them, but no, this is a bad idea. I do
Here,
not want
let me DM Amanda real quick. Let me DM Amanda real quick.
The thing is, me and Amanda are like still like really good friends, and that's why I feel like it'd be strange to ask her about anything like that.
Well, I want to know how she'll react to you being gay.
Y- We hung out just yesterday. We watched that movie, The Materialists.
Did you tell her that you were gay and
No,
that you had a same sex experience?
no, I told her about this girl that I met that I might talk to later.
It's it's this one, right? Gang, it's this Amanda, the only Amanda on your following list.
Is it this Amanda? Let me see. Did you send me something?
Yeah,
Where'd you send it? Oh,
on Instagram.
oh yeah, that's her.
All right, so
I'm surprised that y'all didn't ever meet because I was with her a lot longer. But that was also during the time where I think you were gone for a bit.
we talked a little bit. I don't think I liked her very much.
No, she's great. She's
I
wonderful.
don't think I liked her all that much. Anywho, you're gay. Um, big red button. You have sex with men. And you like it.
No,
Danny, I know you'd press the button. Okay.
no.
I would not, fortunately. Because I don't want to take all of Danny's men, because I know he loves men so much. So, um, Danny, all right. Actually, here's the real big red button. Danny, you have to pretend to be gay, but we become the #1 LGBT podcast.
I don't want to.
But we get so much like fortune and fame, and you become like, do you remember the Gay Dean episode in season 6?
The Gay Dean episode
in Community.
6.
In Community season 6, when the dean has to come out as gay to be gay dean on the school board.
I don't remember season 6 very well, I don't think.
Well, he's not just gay, but he has to pretend to be just gay, and that's you. So, would you pretend to be fully gay if it meant that you became like the most famous gay podcaster, and you made like a shit ton of money? And you were like, oh my god, and like a bunch of little gay dudes like came up to you and they were like, oh my gosh, you made me feel so much better about myself. I came out because of you, and like you made me feel so much better, you know? So would you you say you're not gay, but would you pretend to be gay if it meant that it gave you fortune and fame and it helped young gay people?
I just don't think that like podcasting is a big enough passion of mine where like I feel like it wouldn't be something that like
But think about how much money Joe Rogan makes per episode.
I know, but I feel like he enjoys what he does a little bit more. I feel like I wouldn't enjoy it as much. Like I would have all these nice things, right? But I'd always want for something a little different. You know what I mean? So maybe not. I suppose it wouldn't be the worst thing, but it wouldn't be like the ideal
He
either.
earns $100,000 per episode on top of his $200 million Spotify deal. If he has 5 episodes per week, weekly, he's making $500,000. $500,000 times 52, that's $26 million a year on top of his weekly, or on top of his Spotify deal.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of lying. I feel like that kind of goes against my moral.
Well, it's good that you're not lying then. All right. Thank you, everyone. We want to thank you for listening. We want to offer you the chance to come join our Patreon, get an even really special shout out. Get to listen to the first part of every episode early. But if you join our $5 tier, you get to listen to the whole episode early with no ad break in between. You get to watch all of our movie commentaries. We'll probably do a couple more before the summer's over. Maybe when I get this episode edited, the YouTube version. Yeah. So if I would definitely rewatch this on YouTube to if you're listening to this, I would definitely rewatch it on YouTube to watch all the all the footage and all the photos and stuff like that, because we got a lot of photos and a lot of footage. So yeah, definitely pretty cool. So definitely head on over there to go watch that. But anywho, patreon.com/IIHS podcast. We also have a deal there for our patrons over in our merch store. Didn't you say your stuff finally shipped, Danny?
Yeah, I got real excited because I saw packages. Then I got disappointed when I opened them.
Well, it says it's on the way. So wait, did it say that yours is gonna get to fucking that it's gonna get there in February?
I don't remember.
The email says it's gonna get there in February, and it should have gotten there in February, but it's June right now, so I don't know.
Are you
Wait,
sure this wasn't recorded in February?
shut up! I hate you. Have you considered dying? I think that would be kind of cool.
How is
Oh my
this
god! Oh my god! No, they just said.
God.
Shut up, Danny. Shut up. It says it's expected by Thursday, February 5th. February 5th was on a Wednesday this year. That means it's expected by February of next year. That's crazy. That's
Okay,
fucking
so
nuts.
you know what? They got here before expected.
I mean, in the sense that we never expected them to come, I guess.
Exactly.
All right, whatever. Fucking bullshit. Whatever. So yeah, we finally got our merch. Maybe next year we'll fucking wear it. Over a year after we ordered it. Yeah, I don't know. But whatever. That's crazy. I think they finally resolved their bullshit, so whatever. Anywho, thank you all. Definitely go check it out. Patreon.com/IIHS podcast. We are also on social media. We're on Threads, Instagram, YouTube, Blue Sky, as at IIHS podcast, all one word. Definitely go check that out. Also, we have a special item on our merch store. I forgot to bring that up, but for the month of June, we have our special Alaska shirt that you can go check out. You get to wear the same shirt that we had. We didn't get too many photos in it, which is kind of sad, but you know what? It looks pretty cool, and we were pretty awesome, and it was cool to have the matching shirts, and then you can match with us, so you can finally, you can wear what we wore, and it'll be beautiful. We have shirts and hoodies. We had the shirts, but you guys can get the hoodies as well, and they look pretty cool. There's also a mug. There's also coffee mugs. If you want a cool coffee mug, you can get that too. But yeah, anywho, thank you all very much for listening. We're on social media. We're on Patreon. We love you. Danny's gay. My name is Kael. I'm incredibly influential.
My name's Danny. I'm not gay. I've been highly successful.
Danny's gay. We love you. Goodbye.